talk hamstrings. We're gonna do some dynamic stretching and activation here. We're gonna start with the calf. So front leg is here for support. You want it up nice and high. Toes pointed forward, knee forward. We're gonna square up the hips. You can use this leg for support, balance, whatever you may need. We are going to slow rep that back calf. So you're gonna step it back just a little bit. Make sure that your toes are pointed forward. And I'm gonna do this in real time, so it's gonna be nice and slow. Feel free to press fast forward if you need to. We are going to slow rep, making small adjustments. So if I get to right here and my foot tries to roll out like that, I'm gonna roll it back. I'm gonna go back down a little bit, roll it back to where it goes, and continue to press into the top part ball end of my foot until I am at full extension. And for everybody, that could look different. That could be here for you. If that's your full extension, totally fine. Work within that range. Holding your end range will increase your end range over time. So we're going to bring it up nice and high. And then we are going to slow rep it back down. Same concept here. If my foot starts to roll either direction, I'm going to stop. I'm going to go back up, readjust, and continue. This will strengthen the arch and your calf right there. I'm going to come back up a little bit and continue going down. I'm going to do that every time until I can get down with a nice strong arch, heel back to floor. So 3 to 5 nice slow reps like that will do wonders for the calves and feet, getting them lined up. You feel like you're walking brand new. Now for the hamstrings, we are going, that was hamstrings. Your calves are part of your hamstrings. Anyways, so for the stretch activation portion all the way up from toe to hip, we are going to bring your leg up here. Slow, slow, slow extend. So if you struggle with internal rotation, external rotation at the hip, you will see it in your foot. So we are going to, I should have worn colorful socks for this. We are going to slow rep extend the leg. Now if your foot tries to invert or evert, or your toes try to point or flex or grab like that, we're going to pause where we're at and stop that from happening. So we're going to counter it. So if I get to right here and my foot tries to go in like that, I'm going to redirect. Here, I'll use my hand as like a color guide, or like a visibility guide. So if I get to here, my foot does this, even the tiniest bit, I'm going to pull it back out, and then I'm going to continue sliding forward. Like this, Ryan, stop. I'm going to continue sliding forward until I get my leg all the way straight. You can use a couch, you can use a bed, whatever you need to be able to get that extension. You can go onto something lower, you can bring your leg up higher if you need more intense. But in this position, we're going to make sure that our hip didn't swoop forward. So we want to pull that hip crease back. Make sure that this leg over here, the standing leg, is not collapsing out to the side like that. So that was a very dramatic version. But what will happen sometimes is that we will drop and shift into that hip. And we want to make sure that that glute is staying active. Again, this is fully an active stretch. My quad is pulling my leg straight. My leg is pushing into this gently so that I have hamstring activation. I am actively pulling my hip back, actively stabilizing on the standing leg. If you need help stabilizing, grab onto something. Just tap something, tap a hand down. You'll be all right. Brace your core, nice and tall. Once you get to, see, it's tough. So once you get to here, you can work on hinging forward, keeping the hamstring nice and long, and you can work on rounding forward to get a good stretch in the glute and your back. Another thing we can do here is some toe points. So that would be pointing and flexing, but in slow motion. So you're going to take this position, you're going to continue holding, you're going to point your toes all the way forward, You're keeping this quad active. Keep that knee nice and straight. Keep this hip pulled back. Keep this hip nice and strong. Core engaged and chest up. You can also do this one in this position while stretching your glute. And once you get here, so if your foot tries to invert at all, you can just turn it back. If your toes try to curl, make sure you unbunch your toes. And then you're going to nice and slow pull that foot back again. So now my toes are coming back towards me. We are pulling, and we're going to hold. So if on your way back this way, your toes try to like turn any which way, you're gonna back it up, you're gonna adjust, and then you're gonna continue in the motion. So these are really intense 2-minute holds, very slow repped, tuning into all the little muscles, paying attention to your toes all the way up to your hip. Take your time, take deep breaths, go at your own pace, rest as needed. I would say probably spend about 10 minutes coming in and out of it. That way you have time to deepen the stretch by staying in it, breathe through it, aim for that 2-minute mark, and if it gets more than about an 8 out of 10 for intensity, go ahead and back off. And if you feel like holding it for that long is just absolutely exhausting, start with 30 seconds, work your way up. There's always time to improve. Just repetition and consistency are key in making progress in anything. I hope you found this helpful. Have a good day.